Mr. Chang's father died of the CCP virus on February 1st. His father had unknowingly contracted the virus when the regime intentionally hid the outbreak. Mr. Chang wants to set up a monument for people who died of the CCP virus as a warning to prevent it from happening again. Just for that, he has become the target of suppression.
There are also others who want to hold the regime accountable, but it takes courage. The regime won't allow it. I want to have a monument for those who died of the pandemic as a commemoration and as a lesson so that we will never forget. It is a warning to ensure that when an outbreak happens, we must have it disclosed and warn people for protection. I know how difficult it will be. I might end up going nowhere trying to hold the regime accountable, but at least I have tried so that it would comfort my father. To date, I have not retrieved his remains.
Is the burial not done?
No. They said my father's work unit must get involved in the process. I absolutely object to that. I am an adult. I don't need anyone outside the family to retrieve his remains and conduct this burial for my father. This is something personal, solemn, and serious. We don't need any outsider. In fact, this so-called work unit is also taking orders from the Wuhan city officials. Before he went into a coma, he told me, "Son, I don't want to die." He asked me to beg the doctor to save him. I will never forget this. It's really painful whenever I think of his words. Wuhan officials told me not to contact foreign press because this is Chinese matters. But who would dare to report it in China? I have been contacted by the local press. The article was ready, but the leader of the press just blocked it by saying, "Can't publish it. That's it. It won't get reported."
When did the Politics and Law Committee staff call you?
Last month near the end of March. I was really upset. They would spend time to call me rather than take care of my request, but keep on monitoring my phone, my social media accounts, and even putting my posts on hold so that no one can see.
Have the police visited you these days?
Yes, they came the other day. They wanted me to go to the police station. They came this morning again. I told them if I have committed a crime, they can just arrest me. I won't go. But they came again this afternoon, so I went. Because I have set up a chat room, they asked me, "Can you guarantee there's no anti-Chinese force in your group with the current complicated domestic and international situation?" I said, "I can guarantee you that they are all the victims' families. We have met, we are all victims." They said someone in the group has posted a lawsuit template. I said, I didn't do it, but some victims are surely into filing a lawsuit. That's their choice and their rights. Then they told me that I can't set up a chat room. I asked, which rule was that? It is my legal right to set up a chat room.
How many victims' families have you connected into this petition for the deaths?
I definitely won't connect them together. We have to do it with individual effort. I can't represent anyone else, and no one represents me. We can't even say we are a team. There's a rule in Wuhan. The officials said it clearly. If there are 5 people joining in the effort of petitioning the government, they will capture us. They have monitored all victim families' social media accounts.
It seems that many victims' families would just let go. They'd rather not talk about it anymore.
That's because many of them work in the units under the regime. There is a lot of indiscernible pressure. There was a guy in Wuhan. He's been bombarded by police calls from his community center. Their calls even reached his work unit. He was very upset and asked them, "Are you trying to get me fired?" They would exploit every possible way to get you to retrieve the remains and get a burial under their watch. That's their task. Why do the Wuhan city officials regulate someone irrelevant to participate in the entire process? That's because they don't want these victims' families to get to know each other in the process of retrieving the remains. They are afraid that we might get together to file complaints. That's why they want someone to watch you. I will absolutely not accept this.
When the world calls for transparency and answers to the spread and source of the CCP virus, the regime threatens with severed tourism and agricultural tradings. This is the case as to Australia's inquiry into the CCP virus. To Wuhan victims' request, it is censorship and potential jail time. The interview was conducted on May 5th by Xiaohua Gu of the Chinese language Epoch Times.